So I'm here today with Lean Greens creator Paul Mort, who also happens to be one of my mentors. So Paul, thanks a lot for spending a few minutes with me today and talking about your product, Lean Greens.
No problem, mate. I'm excited. Actually, I have it on my desk right here. So yeah,
fantastic. Well,
all good.
It's a funny thing with greens drinks. I'll get you to explain a bit about what they are in a sec. What it is in a second, but it's only really been on my radar for about 18 months or so since it's probably since speaking to you. But it's something that you've been using for many years. So first of all, tell us what a greens drink is, so everybody's kind of knows what we're talking about here. And secondly, how did you come by it in the first place?
Yeah, sweet. So a greens drink is kind of it can be one of many things. It can be something with one ingredient in it, but it's usually just a green powder that you put in water and drink. That has many health benefits depending on the ingredients. And again, from the name, the ingredients are normally green. I discovered them about 4 or 5 years ago now, and I was kind of at a loss as to why I couldn't get as healthy as I wanted to be. One of those reasons was because I had, and I still have got had some removed, amalgam fillings, and they were causing me health problems. My thyroid was struggling. I had blood tests done, my thyroid was struggling, and I had a lot of heavy metal in my blood. So I had things like aluminium in there. I had things like my cortisol was high. I had there was some bizarre things in there: copper, aluminium, silver, obviously mercury. The mercury was high as well, but it was basically from environmental toxins that I was taking in through deodorants, etc., etc. So yeah, and I started taking greens drinks as a way to detoxify them, and then I kind of realized that look, this is a great way to get like just more nutrients in, because what I discovered from trialing this was that the body isn't actually hunger, and it's not really craving food, it's craving the nutrients from the food. So and the great thing about a greens powder is because it's so condensed and so concentrated, we get a boatload of nutrients in the drink. So yeah, that's kind of how I first discovered them and a little bit about them. So yeah.
Well, I mean, your pedigree, if you will, is a lot of trainers call themselves the best fat loss coach in the country and all that sort of thing. But you're probably one of the only guys who really can claim to that accolade, and with the results to back it up, and the kind of the volume of people you've worked with.
That's almost, it's weird, George. It almost seems like I'm talking about a former life when I talk about that, because my background is that I used to be really fat. I was an engineer. I got into personal training. 12 years, actually it was 11 years when I finally I don't really train people anymore. But 11 years later, and I'm getting paid to do tour the UK, teaching other trainers how to get results. I've got a best-selling book on Amazon called The Fit Formula. I've spoken at some of the biggest fitness conventions in the world, and all of that was just based on results. Obviously, I'm good at selling stuff as well. But
how did the greens drink kind of fit into all of that then, especially when it kind of getting results? Because I know that you really highly recommend it on your online programs and on the boot camps that you used to run as well.
A few reasons. The first reason is convenience. This is what a greens drink, actually we'll go on to that in a second, but convenience. A lot of people can't get as many vegetables in as they like. The second one is that a lot of people don't like these vegetables. Spinach, broccoli. If you've tasted spirulina before, you will hate that shit, but people don't like them. And I find it odd that grown men come to me and say, Paul, I don't like vegetables. I'm like, what? And it'd be a shame to kind of lose the goodness of those. Lose the goodness of those because you don't like it. And I'm like, you're not eating these things for pleasure. You're eating these things for result and obviously for the health reasons. So my number one thing is I'm not really... I don't really go after weight loss. I don't really go after fat loss. I kind of went after health. Right. And a healthy body does not carry a lot of excess body fat. It's as simple as that. So the faster you get healthy, the faster you're going to get lean. It's that simple.
Okay, so my next question really is then, from all of that, you've been using greens drinks that have been on the market for a number of years, probably experimenting with making your own, and now you have your own brand of greens drinks.
Yeah.
Paul Mort's Lean Greens. I love the way that you got your name in there as well.
But that's pure ego, mate. That is pure ego. Just got a giant head.
I did the same thing. What was it that made you decide, you know what, enough's enough? I mean, I know that a lot of people don't get on with the taste and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
What was it that really made you think, I'm going to just this is big enough now, I'm going to make my own brand?
Yeah. Number one, taste, as you say. There's no point in replacing, well, not replacing, but drinking vegetables that you don't like if you also don't like the taste of them in a drink. So what we did was came up with a blend that tasted great last year, but we've actually improved the blend hugely this year. And we actually use a better natural sweetener called stevia, which is taken from the stevia plant. And it's actually getting used in treatment with diabetics right now. We use that, and the taste is incredible. So that's the first thing. The second thing was texture. A lot of people are starting to get onto the juicing and the smoothies type thing now.
Yeah.
And I kind of thought that adding powder, so that was perfect, but the powders were overpowering.
Right.
And they also left a horrible, like, chalky taste in your mouth and would be stuck in your teeth and stuff. And you know what it's like, mate, if you're having a conversation with somebody with green teeth, that conversation isn't ending very well.
And the
third one was simply cost. Because I was using all of these different powders together. It was costing a fortune. It was messy. I had a whole cupboard dictated just to greens drinks. Obviously blending them all bringing them all together was costing a fortune. And I looked at some other blends out there because I like using blends, and there's a brand in particular that's actually a very good brand, great greens drink. But to get it to the UK, it's going to cost you about £90 in total. And you get about I think it's 300 grams, whereas lean greens is 500 grams. So yeah, that's the three reasons: taste, texture, cost.
No, it hasn't been a smooth process from kind of launching this.
Oh.
I know you've had a few issues with kind of getting the consistency and also getting the supply. I mean, how is it? What kind of a struggle has it been, and where are you now with the business?
The struggle hasn't necessarily been with the taste from a personal point of view, because I've drank everything under the sun, dude. I've drank like pints of urine and stuff because someone told me it was healthy. It was my own, by the way. So I never had a problem with the taste of any of the other things. But what I'm kind of trying to do is spread the message about how good this stuff is and how good greens drinks are and how good those nutrients are for everyone. But that's no good if nobody drinks it. So what I came up with was a blend that everybody, well, all the feedback that we've had has been positive so far, and it tastes amazing. And the good thing is that you can add it to anything, and it doesn't overtake it. It'll actually improve the taste. So yeah, the struggle was the taste, but not, like I say, from a personal point of view, the kind of the general population's point of view. Because as a nation, the UK is fatter than it's ever been and unhealthier than it's ever been.
Although I stopped short of drinking my own wee, I do get on with most things, and you know, the earthier the better, in my opinion. But I know the new blend's a big step up. You talk a lot about detoxing and so on, but one of the other things I know you're very, very passionate about when it comes to getting results for weight loss and for health in particular is the whole balance of alkaline and acidic.
Oh, yeah.
So what are the benefits of greens drinks on that front?
I kind of didn't mention that, actually, because when people ask me what lean greens is, it's quite difficult to answer because it does so much. But it's difficult to not overwhelm people, and there's an old marketing saying, don't try and be everything to everybody or you'll end up being nothing to nobody. So we've got to come up with the thing. But yeah, the pH thing is kind of, all of the ingredients in here are what's called alkaline. And actually the new blend is even more alkaline than the old blend. In fact, it's a much more alkaline. And what happens is your body basically breaks foods down and it leaves behind what's called an ash. And that's either alkaline or acid. And that is fed into your bloodstream because all the nutrients that you take in go through your bloodstream and be sent to where they need to go to do what they need to do. Now, the more acidic your blood is, the less oxygen is in there. So you're more prone to disease. Okay. So you're more prone to illness. The less energy you'll have. The more alkaline this environment is, the more oxygen's in your blood, the easier it is for you to drop body fat, because you drop body fat by sending triglycerides from the fat cells into the blood to be sent to the muscles to be used as energy. That's how you drop body fat. So the better your blood is, the healthier your blood is, the easier it is to drop fat, the healthier you are because there's more oxygen in there, so disease can't thrive in this alkaline environment, and the more energy you've got because everything's just working better, for want of a better word. Yeah, that's the whole alkaline acid thing in a nutshell.
So you're getting all the nutrients and you're getting this massive benefit of alkalizing your body. And most people will start the day with like a bowl of grains and maybe a cup of coffee, which are two very kind of acidic things to have, so you can't start your day off on a bit of a bad setting anyway. So when you start the day with
what you'll get is like an instant energy hit, and then you'll get a crash. You'll also tire your adrenals out. Green Greens also has a lot of vitamin C in there, so vitamin C helps to replenish the adrenal glands and repair the adrenal glands. So yeah.
Well, let's talk about what is in lean greens and some of the key ingredients. What are the main constituents, Paul, and why? Just in a kind of a couple of bullet points. Why do you have them in there?
The main constituents are we have vegetables in there, so we'll have we'll call it a plate full of vegetables because that's what it is in one scoop. We have spinach. I'm looking at the thing now because there's so much in it. We've got spinach, we've got broccoli, which are the two of the biggest ingredients. And the reason I've chose those two is for their ability, not only are they full of vitamins, minerals, but they've got something in called indole-3-carbinol. Now, indole-3-carbinol does a few things. It helps detoxify excess estrogens, which is great for women that carry excess body fat around their legs. It's great for men who carry bitch tits, for want of a better word also. But it also helps protect the liver against pesticides and herbicides, and actually they can also help protect the liver against alcohol as well. So that's super cool. The other ingredients in there are like super grasses. So we've got wheatgrass, barley grass, alfalfa, chlorella. Some of the ingredients of some of the benefits of these are high levels of vitamin C, very, very alkaline, full of iron, and what was I going to say? What was the last thing? Chlorella. Very alkaline. Yeah, chlorella. Oh, and great at detoxifying heavy metals.
Okay.
So anything that can assist the liver detoxify anything is super cool. This is not really a detox drink, but that's just one of the side effects. Again, it's just about getting healthy. That's all it is. The way I describe lean greens is that it's going to help you get healthier faster.
Yeah.
That's it. And the side effect of that is you will lose body fat, you will have more energy, and you'll get sick less often.
It's absolutely amazing, actually. In terms of the energy, I was for a long time. My belief was that I had to get up in the morning and eat breakfast immediately. Otherwise, I wouldn't have energy to do anything. I started drinking greens drinks first thing in the morning, and I was finding I could go on. You know, I wouldn't feel full, but I wouldn't feel hungry, and I just was energized for a good 2 or 3 extra hours in the morning before then.
You know what, George? That's what
now.
Yeah, one of the first things that people say about lean greens is that they struggle to eat more than 3 times a day. And what I will say is it's 100% not a meal replacement. It's not like all that other crap is that have 2 of these a day and a meal at night. This is a supplement. You're going to add it to stuff. You're going to add it to it. And you know what? It doesn't even have to be added for to have a benefit. It doesn't even have to be added to an already healthy diet. Like, I'd give this to me. My dad doesn't listen to anything that I say. But I'm like, Dad, as long as you drink this, you will be healthier. Because there's 5 servings of vegetables in 1 serving. So you get your 5 a day in 1 serving. So I'm like, Dad, as long as you're getting your 5 a day. And people say to me all the time as well, George, I already get 5 a day. Why should I drink this? I'm like, because 10 a day is better than 5 a day.
Yeah.
Simple as that. 10's better than 5 any day of the week.
Yeah.
So yeah, anyway, I don't know if I answered the question or not there.
Well, we were just running through the...
I had to get it out.
Just you mentioned about chlorella there. I don't even know what chlorella is. Is that like another grass, like barley grass and wheatgrass?
Chlorella's like an algae. It's like an algae, and it's actually high in protein, but it's the most alkaline. It's more alkaline than any other plant.
Okay, so a bit like spirulina, but better, or
very much like spirulina. Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
And
I'm just reading a really cool.
You mentioned about stevia being in there to kind of say again, sorry, mate.
I've just written an article on chlorella, actually. Let me see if I can bring it up for you.
Okay.
See what we've got.
I know
I've been writing these articles for like the last 3 days, so my head's a bit fried. Let's see what I've wrote about chlorella.
What were you using as a sweetener before, Paul? And I know stevia you've mentioned.
We were using xylitol, which is good enough, but it didn't mask the taste of everything enough.
Okay. So
yeah.
Stevia's a good
so yeah, like I said, chlorella's an algae that's grown in lakes and ponds, and it's... the reason I chose this is because it's 60% easily digested protein. And chlorella and spirulina are actually both really high in protein for plants, which is super cool because they'll help you feel full, and they actually have no effect on blood sugar either, which is super cool. So one of the things that I wanted with lean greens is that it wouldn't spike insulin, whether we use the sweetener that spiked insulin or whether some of the ingredients spike insulin. So what we have now is something that won't have a massive effect on blood sugar. Chlorella actually also is also made up of 20% essential fatty acids as well, which is super cool.
Okay. Well,
it's a plant. It's weird. Chlorella is one of those things. It kind of sits between a vegetable and a meat. You know what I mean? It kind of sits just in there because it's an algae, so it sits in between those two
kind of animal.
Vegetables. You normally have your meat and your meat and your 2 veg, and this sits in between. So
because they're little animals, aren't they? Like
kind of has the properties of both.
Algae. So
what, mate?
They're like little microbes, little animals.
Yeah.
Algae.
Yeah, if you drink it on its own, it tastes like shit.
Oh, yeah. It's not very nice to take on its own. And one other question I have then, Paul, is actually on that alone. How do you take it? When and how often? And, what's the best time and quantities?
I take it first thing in the morning, because in the mornings when you're most acidic, and that's when you want to reach for the coffee. Now, I actually really like coffee. And here in Spain, the coffee's off the chain. So I still drink coffee, but one of the first things I do is drinking coffee on an empty stomach is a bad idea, because it instantly creates an acidic environment. So I have this first thing in the morning. I usually put it in some sort of veggie juice, or sometimes just a squeeze of lime in. It just depends what I'm like at the time. But I always have it then, and then I actually take it pre-workout as well, because it has green tea in it. I haven't really mentioned that, but we have got green tea extract in as well, and green tea extract. Green tea before training will just help your body free up more fat cells when you're training. So yeah.
Oh. Even more benefits. I know you can't. You're probably even now with that little interview there just scratch the surface of some of the things it can do. But hopefully we've covered the main.
It's kind of annoying sometimes.
But hopefully we covered the main bits.
It's like, I know that it's got all these benefits, but I'm like, I don't want to confuse people and overwhelm people and try and be everything, because it's not. But what I say is it just makes you healthy really fast.
Well, I think the more people who understand about it and and experiment with and try it, then the better, because the benefits. I mean, I'm a big convert now. Like I said, it's only been on my radar for a relatively short period of time, but I'm a very big convert, and I recommend it to my clients, my bootcamp members as well. So it's
my 2-year-old son loves the new blend. By the way,
the what's right?
My 2-year-old loves the new blend.
Well, there you go.
The new blend, because it's nice and
they're
sweet.
the pickiest.
Yeah, mate. I've got another one due in the next. I think she'll be here in the next week, so we'll see if we can get her on it instead of breast milk, or as well as breast milk.
Good luck with that one. Well, Paul, thanks a million for spending some time with me today and sharing your wisdom and some of the benefits of.
No problem, my friend.
And,
no problem.
Speak to you again soon.
Sweet. Peace out. Bye, buddy.